Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today, our lecture is about the continuity of speaking skills. We will discuss the sentence rhythm, weak and strong forms. So, in first of all, before going to start our today's lecture, we will revise the previous lecture. In previous lecture, we also continue in speaking skills, and we have discussed the syllable division and word stress. So the syllables are one or more than a separately pronounced parts of a word, and each part has a distinct pronunciation within the word. These distinctly pronounced parts in a word is known as syllables. So a syllable is any of the units into which a word is divided containing a vowel sound and usually one or more consonant sounds preceding or following it. In a given word, generally the structure of the syllable is like the formula we have discussed, learned in the previous lecture, that C plus V plus C, where C is the consonants and V is the vowel sound. So the brackets say that the consonants are not obligatory. There can be one or more syllables in a given words depending upon the number of the vowel sounds it has. Then we have taken the example of the word street. So in the word street, the, the the structure of the word street is C C C C V C, and the word uh, uh, ago, the structure of the words ago, the V, C, and V. So C, C, C mean consonant, consonant, consonants, and vowel, and consonant, and ago where the word has two parts. So the word street having six letter, but it is a monosyllabic. So one go, you are pronouncing the word in a one go, street, and the ago is containing three letters, but it has uh, uh, two syllables. So it is a go. So two parts. And then we have discussed the depending on the number of the vowel sound is word, as the word can be termed as monosyllabic and bisyllabic and trisyllabic and multisyllabic. So it depends upon the sentence or words, that how it contains. While dealing with the syllables, one must remember that the first syllable in a word is known as prefix and the last syllable is known as the suffix, so that we have already learned about this thing. So there are some exceptional syllables which occur at the end of the word which doesn't have a vowel sound. For example, bottle, bottle, button, bottom, etc. One should not confuse between vowels and vowel sound. So these type of words are known as syllabic ending. Then, dear students, then we have learned about the word stress. Actually, it is dealing with the non-native English speakers, and while they are speaking English, they try to speak or pronounce each and every letter syllables prominently, bringing out distinction between each letter. But while the English or native language speaker speak, they don't do like this. We are and they are not compelled to pronounce each and every letter separately, but they just need to pronounce the syllables. So while we are talking about the word stress, the air uh, from our lungs does not come out in a continuous stream but in small puffs, each puff of air producing a syllable. Stress is generally defined as the degree of prominence a syllable has, it has the degree of force with which we pronounce a word syllable. So stress means when you are stressing on some word, and I have given you the example from Urdu, that when you joining the word with the word shad in you, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان. So here is the stress on the word. So when we are uttering the word Allah, so here is the stress on the word. So this is generally uh, uh, in the accent, that degree of prominence are the relatively greater emphasis given on the particular syllable in the word. In a multi-syllabic word, one particular syllable stands out from the rest. It has greater stress than the others. Thus, when we conclude, the stress syllable has three main features. It is said more loudly than the other syllable or syllables. Loudness, number one. Number two, it is said on a different pitch, tone. And number three, it is held for a longer time than the other syllable or syllables. Duration. So there are three features of the stressed word, that there must be a loudness, the tone, pitch of the voice, and the number three, the duration. Then we have discussed the primary stress and the secondary stress. So we have given the different example. For example, in the word introduction, the third syllable duc is said with force and is held for a longer time, whereas the first syllable in is held for lesser time and is said with a little force. So the primary stress and the secondary stress is like this. And we have discussed the lot of examples in our previous lecture, and we have learned a lot about the word stress and syllable division. So today our topic it is also the continuity of the speaking skills. So today we will discuss or we will learn about the sentence rhythm, weak and strong forms. Sentence rhythm. Sentence rhythm refers to phonological structure of the language. English is a rhythmic language. It is not a phonetic language. Rhythms refer to the timing pattern. There are two factors that influences the rhythm of English: sentence stress and connected speech. Maintaining a rhythm in a speech makes the speech sound natural and fluent. Sentences contain both content and function words. The rhythm produced by the stressed and unstressed words in a sentence is a major characteristic of spoken English. So, using only the strong forms, for example, the stressing all the words in sentences may make a speech sound dull and artificial. So it means that you are in a previous lecture what we have discussed, that it is oftenly do the non-native speakers, that while they are pronouncing the word, they pronouncing the different parts of the word syllables in prominently, are sometimes they are going to stress on the word. So when you are going to do like this using only strong form, stressing all the words in sentences may make a speech sound null and dull and artificial. The listener also may not understand the intended emphasis or meaning in the speech. Speed is another important factor for fluency in English. So it is very when we speak, we do not speak words in isolation, but group them and speak without any pauses between them. And that's why the other can easily understand what you are speaking, what you are going to convey to someone, what are you delivering a speech while you are conveying the message, while you are uttering some word or saying something. So it is the connection between, we do not speak words in isolation but group them and speak without any pauses between them. Unstressed words always sound different when used in a sentence is against when used in isolation. So the most common feature of connected speech is the weak forms of function words such as of, have, was, to, has, etc. And the contractions such as can't, haven't, shouldn't, won't, didn't, they have, etc. However, we ignore other features, namely elision. Elision means losing sounds, as in the word listen, and linking means the adding or joining sounds between words, as in far away, and assimilation, changing sounds when two words are combined in good girl, as in good girl, that help preserve rhythm in our utterances. So inshallah in our next lecture we will discuss in detail the rules or and regulations relating to the word elision, linking, and assimilation. Stressed and unstressed syllables are helpful in creating characteristics rhythm in a sentence. Unstressed syllables are clouded together and pronounced rapidly, whereas stressed syllables are pronounced more clearly. Thus, accented stressed syllables with no stressed syllables in between them are prolonged, and the speed of delivery therefore depends on the number of unstressed and the syllables between the two stressed one. Uh, the English words are stressed when speaking. It is very common to use strong form and weak form when speaking in English, because English is a stress time language. It means you stress on content word such as nouns and principal verbs, while structure words such as helping verbs, conjunctions, prepositions are not stressed. Using proper strong form and weak form can help you to speak English more fluently. For example, take a look at these sentences. She can play violin. Mary is from Chicago. Here are these two sentences with stressed words in bold. She can play violin. She can play violin. Mary is from Chicago. She can play violin. Mary is from Chicago. In this case, the words can and is from are weak form. Can and from is a weak form because these two words are not bold. So the weak form change the vowel to schwa sound. Schwa sound. This the word is called the schwa sound. Schwa sound. can in the strong form, can, K-E-N, can in strong form, can, C-N, can in weak form, K-E-N in weak form. So there are two different type of words I am pronouncing here. Can, when you are using can in a strong form, so it can be used can. So when it is in you are pronouncing it is in a weak form, so it can be pronounced like this, can. From in strong form, so from, and from in the weak form, from. So here from, 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 from. So this is the difference between the when you are stressing on the word. So here the weak form change the vowel sound into the schwa sound. Here the what is schwa sound? Actually, the schwa sound is that very sound. Uh, it is the unstressed vowel sound, that reduce vowel sound called schwa. The most common vowel uh, uh, sound in spoken English. Schwa is a quick, relaxed, neutral vowel pronunciation very close to a short U. The purpose of schwa is to allow unstressed syllables to be said more quickly, so that man beats of spoken words are easier to place on the stressed syllables. Schwa does not have an exact or any specific or standard pronunciation due to the near identical pronunciation of schwa and short u. Many dictionaries merge the transcription of the two sounds and strictly use the word. Here the word is mentioned. So this is oftenly used for the schwa sound. Separate symbols are retained here to indicate where a vowel sound falls on a stressed or unstressed syllable. Oftenly, schwa sounds occurs in two different circumstances. In an unstressed syllable of a multi-syllable word, and number two is a reduced vowel sound in a function word. So, actually, the schwa is an unstressed syllable. Below are some function words that you can remember. Auxiliary words, verbs: am, are, be, been, can, could, do, does, has, had, shall, should, was, were, would. And the prepositions: at, for, from, of, to, pronouns: he, her, him, his, me, she, them, us, we, you. And the conjunctions are for, and, but, or, then, and that. And the particles to and the articles a and the. So there is no need to define these things, auxiliary words, because the simply the definition, and because it is oftenly used in daily, even in writing, even in speaking, and even in delivering a speech, even in presentations. So these are the common words we oftenly use. Function words have both strong and weak forms in English. So a lot of function words have both strong and weak forms. As a rule, the weak form turns the vowel to be muted. For example, take a look at these sentences: word, strong form, and weak form. So number one, the. When stands before the vowels, the word the, in strong form, it is when stands before the vowels. For example, they have bought the apples. They have bought the apples. So here is the stress on the word the. So it is the strong form, and weak form when stands before the consonants. When stands before the consonant, the word the. So for example, I dislike the man. I dislike the man. So this is the weak form because this is before the consonant. Dislike consonants before, sorry, man, before the consonant. Here the word use the. So it is a weak form. And when it stands before the vowels, so it would be in a strong form. But the another word is but. Stress on the contrast. Stress on the contrast. So for example, I am but a fool. I am, I am but a fool. So here is the stress on the word, and it is in the contrast. That's why it is but is put here in a strong form. So when mentioned in the difference, so his girlfriend is very beautiful. His girlfriend is very beautiful but is not enough intelligent. So here the but is, we are putting the word but is in differences when we are differentiate something. So when you are differentiating something, then the word but be used in a weak form, and when in it is used in a contrast, so it would be in a strong form. So that, the word that is a demonstrative pronoun or adjective. When we are using that as a pronoun or adjective, for example, that is Tom's car. That is Tom's car. So this is a strong form. This is a strong form. And when we are using the word that as a relative pronoun, for example, I think that we should improve quality of services a lot. I think that we should improve quality of services a lot. So when we are putting the word that in relative pronoun, so it would be in a weak form. So when it is used as a demonstrative pronoun or adjective pronoun, so it would be look like that it is in a strong form. That is Tom's car. And another example, the weak example is, I think that we should improve quality of services a lot. Does, the word does. So stress on the verb of action. Stress when we are using the word does as the stress of the verb action, so it would be in a strong form. She does hope for interview next week. She does hope for interview next week. This is a strong form. And as a helping verb, so when does is used as a helping verb, it would be considered as the weak form. Does she work as a teacher? Does she work as a teacher? And uh, the another word, hem. 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 For example, this gift was sent to him, not to his wife. This gift was said to him, not to his wife. So here is ham is considering be the strong form. For example, so here you are considering him, uh, while we are considering the word him. I haven't seen him for ages. I haven't seen him for ages. I haven't seen him for ages. When you are pronouncing, when you are uttering a word or sentence in a fluently speaking English, so here the word him be pronounced in quickly like m. I haven't seen him for ages. I haven't seen him for ages. So here is it is used in a weak form, and when you are using the word him as in a strong form, this gift was sent to him, not to his wife. So Here you are pronouncing the properly word him while either you are speaking quickly or fluently in English. So here is the stress on the him. Her, her. So here the word her is used as H-E-H, her, her, her. He loves her about her but not other girls. He loves her but not other girls. So here is the stress on her. He loves her but not other girls. And her mother is still young. Her mother is still young. So here it is also this is a weak form. Her mother is still young. For, for. So here when you are using the word for, here the word o, you are pronouncing o, you are stressing on the word o. So a good job is what I looking for. A good job is what I looking for. So is the stress on the o. So this is the strong form, and the weaker example is I am looking for a job. So here is the word uh, for is less stress. So the word here is schwa sound uh, will be when you are pronouncing the word for, then you are pronouncing the schwa sound, what we have discussed in our previous slide. And at, the word at, what are you looking at? Here is the word at, directly you are questioning. So when you are question someone, so here is the stress on the word, so it is the strong word. And when uh, we see it in a weaker form, so I'll meet you at the office, I'll meet you at the office. So here is no stress, so it is in a weak form. So these are some examples. How strong form and weak form are used in everyday English conversation. The weak form is usually used in everyday English conversation, especially when speaking fast. But there are many situations you have to speak in strong form for the followings. For example, stand at the end of the sentences. So here the word at, when the word at is stands at the end of the sentence, so it is your so it would be in a strong form. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Here is the stress and here is the question. So it is use the word at as in a strong form. Where are you from? Where are you from? So here is the question and here is the stress on the word from. Here the, so this is the strong form. Number two, in the contrast situation. So when we are using the word in the contrast situation, so it would be in a strong form. The letter is from him, not to him. From to, from to. From him, not to him. From him, not to him. So it is the stress and it is used as in a strong form. He likes her, but does not like him. So her and him in a contrast situation. Stress on opposite prepositions. Stress on the number three, stress on the opposite preposition. I travel to and from London a lot. So here to and from. This is the opposite prepositions. The example is I travel to and from London a lot. So to and from. And number four, stress on the purpose of the meaning. Stress on the purpose of the meaning. So you must get the university certificate to have good job in future. So must, here is the word must, it is stressed and it is stressed on the purpose of the meaning. So the getting the certificate must, there is intention, there is intensity on the word, there is a stress on the word must, so it is used as the strong form. You must choose us or them, you cannot have all. So here is the stress on the word must. So it is the question always. So uh, question mark and the stress on the word. So it is used as the strong word in day-to-day speaking. The words that have two syllables or more will have the strong pronunciation and weak pronunciation. The vowel of the weak pronunciation will be changed to schwa sound. Let's see the following examples. Words: strong form, weak form. You, butter, butter. So here is the U uh, schwa sound convert into a, butter. Autumn, autumn, autumn. So here is a schwa sound. Here is a schwa sound, weak form. E, settlement, settlement, settlement. So E, the word E, strong form. Violet, violet. So violet, violet, violet. So here is the weak form. Mortgage, mortgage. So here is the stress on the word mo, or the stress on the o. So it is in the strong form. Forget, forget. So here is no stress on o. So it is forget, forget. So here is the forget, forget. So this is a weak form. Simple. When you pronounce, you feel the weakness and the strong and the stress and the unstressed. Potato, 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 potato. This is not potato, so potato, potato. So here is the stress on the last O, and carrot, 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 carrot. So here is the O is pronounced as the schwa sound, carrot, carrot. March, march. So here is the word stress on a. So particular, particular. So the word ar is in a particular, particular, particular. So here is less stress, is more stress. So ar, the word ar. So a, character, character. So character. Attend, attend. So is less stress, more stress, strong. So this is simple. Weak forms. The weak form of a word is used when the word has no stress and is phonetically distinct from its strong full form. In the English language, there are around 45 such words where it has got two pronunciations, one strong and one weak form. So words of this kind may be called weak form words. The main words with weak forms in representative pronunciation are as follows: a, am, an, and, are, as, at, be, been, but, can, could, do, does, for, from, had, has, have, he, her, him, his, just, me, must, of, shall, she, should, some, then, that, the, them, their, to, us, was, we, were, who, would, you. So these are the different words, and these are words of this kind may be called the weak form words. So in a representative pronunciation, these words are called as the weak uh, form words. In the word list, the weak pronunciation is generally used in connected speech, whereas the strong pronunciation is used when the word is stressed or spoken in isolation, and also when the word comes at the end of the sentence. Consider the following examples. Uh, for example, I am looking for my book. Weak pronunciation. What are you looking for? So here is question mark and the stress on the word, strong pronunciation. And, and first sentence, I am looking for my book. So this is the weak pronunciation. And the second one, what are you looking for? Strong pronunciation. And number two, I am going to the party. Weak pronunciation. What are you up to? What are you up to? Strong pronunciation. So here is the stress and here is the question mark. So the simply when you are pronouncing the words weak form or the strong form, so it is easily can you can feel the weak and stress on the word. The use of weak forms is integral to stress patterns in English because the unstressed words are reduced to give prominence to accented syllables. This weakening of unstressed syllables in a sentence is a characteristic feature of spoken English. Let us consider a few more examples. For example, and full form A E N D A and weak form and d. So n here, so consider when you are considering and, it's mean here is the stress, and when you are using the word and, it is no stress, less stress, unstressed. Bread and butter, weak form. You should not put and at the end of the sentence, full form. But can, full form, K-E-N-K-E-K-A-E-N, can, weak form, K-E-N. So it is the schwa sound, can, schwa sound, can. And in from the right side, from the left side, uh, first can, full form. And Milani can speak English better than I can. The first can is the weak form. Milani can speak English better than I can. The first can is the weak form while the second is the full form. So uh, that's it for today. And in every uh, slides we have learned the things, the strong form and the weak form and the connected speech and the rhythm with examples. So uh, to improve your language skills, to improve your pronunciation, to improve your presentation skills, to improve your speaking skills. So this is very necessary that you should know the rules and regulation and the basic things, and you can apply in your daily life. So make rules that you should speak in English. So your focus on your vocabulary, focus on your sentences and your pronunciation, your accent and your fluency. And when you are involved in a practice and you make a rule that I will speak in English and I would write things in English and I would convey a message, I will deliver a message, in every situation I will be involving in that I will use the English. So it would enhance your capability, it would enhance your skills, it would the practice makes you perfect. So this is for today, and the next lecture is also will be the continuity of this lecture. So that's it all for today's. Thank you.